Would like for at least these two carpets here, if you could please make space for just these two carpets here at the front, because our next presenter will need some space to move around. Well, what can I say? This is one of the greatest revolutionaries that this planet has seen. And it's not the Industrial Revolution, and it's not a financial revolution. It is a healthcare revolution. This man is practically indestructible. And what can I say without further ado? It's the one and only Patch Adams.
Thank you. I've asked the people to turn the lights on, and I heard some people don't like that, but I feed off you. I feed off you. So if you look at me and love me, I will take it. It gives me power. And I hope you know how to do that yourself. But I feed off you, and so thank you for letting the lights be on. Great. And you can also throw me really dirty looks, too. There's some food in that. Before I start, I tell all my audiences I answer all my mail. Now, in this age, you might think that means email. I have no idea how to use a computer. I've never used a computer. I'm too kinetic. So, you need to write me a letter. And whoops, I have to tell you to go to our website. I've never been to our website, but I know on our website is my mailing address at a post office box in Urbana, Illinois. I write 400 to 600 personal letters every month. I'm caught up. I've done it for 40 years. I write 120 countries. So if you need a friend, if you have ideas that no one will listen to, if you want to explore something, or you want to just hate me for something I said, write me. I'm ready. Great. Thank you for having me here, UPLIFT. I recognize the concept, and you know, it's in the program Wellness and Health. You know, I have 50 well thought out and performed lectures, performances, and workshops, but they didn't ask for one of those. Fine. So I'm going to give you a medley on that subject, wellness and humor. And I first want to say this. In medical school, I did not get a single lecture on wellness or health. Health education, no health. And I got only education on diseases of individuals. It was never ever mentioned that health was a word related to family, healthy families, diseased families. In fact, as a family doctor, no one warned me that most families were unhealthy. And they certainly never told me to do anything about it. They didn't tell me that communities could be healthy or unhealthy. And they didn't tell me that almost every community is unhealthy. And I never heard anything about the health of societies or the globe, or diseases of the health of society or globe, or that had any issue to be a physician. And so I'm going to try to somehow encompass all of those health ideas. One thing I can say about family is that my brother, I'm 67, he's 68, we've worked together all of our life. He and his wife manage our building site. Both of my sons, 36 and 25, work for me, work for us, that we are together. So that family is active in this moment. wellness. And I was trying to think of a wellness concept that encompasses all four of those categories. And so I want to do what I did with the smaller group earlier this week and read you my favorite letter. Because I think the thing that pushes me in everything, my why, my purpose, are embedded in the idea of service in care to others, meaning all of those, to self, to family, community, the society. And if you're not clearly in touch with just how unbelievable it feels to care for others, my favorite letter of several 100,000 will hint at it. January 10th, 2001. Hi! My name is Jesse Meeker. I am 12 years old. Because you got this today, it means that I have died. That is okay, though. I hope you're that cool when you die. She died 3 days after this letter was written. I got real sick about a year ago, and I need a liver transplant. I am living in an apartment with my mom in Tacoma, Washington. My dad left us a long time ago because he had problems. Feel the forgiveness on her deathbed for her father. And if you know anything about liver failure, 3 days before you die of it, you're usually not too clear. Mom moved us up here to be with my Uncle Bob. He works up here. My grandma lives in Canada, and Mom is going to take me back there. We're kind of poor and don't know anybody up here. I was real lonely until I met this crazy guy named Mr. Pete. Mr. Pete was pretty scary when I first met him. He came to the apartments to fix a hole we had. He is a painter here at the apartments. He was real quiet and a big man. I was in bed, and Mr. Pete came through my room to do the job. On his way out, I said hi to him, and we started to talk. He asked me why I was home, and I said I was sick, and then I told him I was real sick. It didn't seem to matter to him like other adults. He acted like it was normal for people to maybe die. He held my hand and asked if he could come back if Mom said it was all right. He talked to Mom and said it was all right, so Mr. Pete started to come by sometimes. Mr. Pete is my angel, Dr. Adams. He spends lots of time with me and taught me how to use Uncle Bob's computer. He has helped me to write letters to people and to write poetry and stuff. He showed me how to use spell checker and grammar checker. This letter looks pretty good. We talk and talk and talk all the time. He stays with me when I want to cry so Mom could have a break. This is real hard for Mom. Mr. Pete writes stuff too, stuff about living and friends and stuff. He's also a very smart man. He has been to a lot of schools. You can just tell. He knows a lot about sickness and getting well. He said he was a suit once, but had to give it up. He worked with families that were having real big troubles like alcohol and drugs and stuff. He said he became a painter here to have a break from that life. I think it was hard to him because he is such a great man and nobody knows it. I saw your movie with Robin Williams. It was funny and sad. I'm sorry you lost your girlfriend. That part made me cry. Mr. Pete told me the one thing I might want to do is write letters to people out there in the world that I thought were neat. He said that in that way I could know that important things were told to important people and that it is important to let people know when they touch you in a good way. I am writing to you and Oprah Winfrey and Rosie O'Donnell and Mr. Rogers and Kermit the Frog. I know he is a puppet, but he is so much fun. What I'm telling everyone is about Mr. Pete. The best part is he doesn't know it. That is the important thing because he said he would mail all of the letters after I am gone if I go, and he's mailing all these letters about himself, and he doesn't know. Ha! Ha ha. He thinks I'm writing fan letters. I think I'm pretty smart for being a kid. Mr. Pete says I'm a smarty pants kid, and that's about the same thing. I know that you are very busy and might not be able to do this favor for me, and that is all right. I think you would be doing yourself a favor if you called Mr. Pete and met him. I know that you will like him and tell him that I told you to call. That would probably make him faint. You should think about giving him a job. He is smart and loves kids. He is my angel and had time for me. He makes everyone around laugh till they cry. His are good laughs. Think about it for a while. Information. Mr. Pete thinks you are a swell guy. He says that certain souls are family and that you are a certain soul. Thank you for reading this. Be happy for me. Your friend, Jessie, she died before I got the letter. And what am I saying, really? I'm really saying that that's what you get when you care for another. You get that Jessie, she's yours. That on her deathbed, with not even, she had to stay at home. She was poor. She had to stay at home and die while her mother was going to work because of our healthcare system. And before she died, she wasn't worried about anything. She wanted to make sure somebody cared for this janitor that took care of her. Of course, I called him. We're still friends. I want to say something about me because you've got my meaning. Okay, I get my meaning from care on each of those levels, for myself and family, community, and the society. How I got there first was that everything you like about me came from my mother. That I never saw my mother angry, mean, unkind, rude, in any way, anything other than loving and giving. It did not protect me. My father was a professional soldier. I grew up overseas on Army bases. He died as a soldier when I was 16. We moved back to the U.S. in 1961. And I found out since we moved to the South that our black population had no human rights. I could not believe that we made black people sit in the back of a bus and have no drinking waters or fountains or toilets or restaurants or hotels, and I flipped out. I realized my country was fake, religion was fake, the adult world was in a mess. I hid under my bed and cried and cried and cried, and when I went to school, I couldn't be quiet, so I spoke up and was beaten up every day my last 2 years in high school because I just couldn't be quiet. And if you saw the movie, it starts with me in a mental hospital. They couldn't make Robin look 17. So they quote Dante, if you didn't know where that quote came from, as if I was a midlife crisis. And I was actually a really happy kid. My world collapsed. In the third hospitalization, lightning struck me. You don't kill yourself, you dummy, you make revolution. Woo! I make revolution. Okay, and here was when I found out, and I was so happy Bruce mentioned it this morning, that it's when I found out that my mother gave me self-esteem. Because as soon as I decided to do something, I didn't have to develop. I already had everything I needed. What self-esteem means is you just decide you can do everything. There's not even the hint of impossibility. Now, as a family doctor, if I fast forward, I can tell you my initial interview with a patient is 4 hours long. In 48 years of interviewing people, I found 3% of the people that I've interviewed had self-esteem. which I think was probably a figure somewhere near Bruce's. So almost nobody has self-love. I love me. So I teach self-esteem. I teach at Wavy Gravy Circus Camp. He was the MC at Woodstock, and I've done it many years, and I recently have been really concerned about bullying, so I've been teaching kids, and my entire class is getting kids who in one way or another say, I love me. Okay, so why don't we do that, since Bruce said not everybody does. So particularly if you're not loving you, first of all, give yourself a big hug and hold it. Tight squeeze, tight squeeze, tight. And first, with your eyes shut and silently to yourself and kind of wiggle into it, think, I love me. Feel free to go, Normally, I have the kids do it for an hour in various exercises. So I'm cutting it short, just a hint. But so often I do the exercise of hugging silently, and now you're going to hug yourself and say it out loud. I love me. And just keep it up. You know, practice. I love me. I love me. I love me. I love me. Okay, so in loving me, in the hospital I made two decisions that shaped my life forever. The first was, because I live in a country that doesn't care about its people, our healthcare system, which is just a greedy business, doesn't care for a lot of our people. So I said, I'll be a free doctor. And so for 42 years in medicine, I have never made any money of any kind from any patient. That was easy. The other decision was a personal decision. How can I be an instrument for peace and justice and care in every second of my life? You know, you can ask yourself, do I want to take time off from being for peace and justice and care? No. Okay. So I was 18, so I hadn't thought about it a lot, so I said, you know, one thing I can do is be radiantly, disgustingly happy all of the time. You know, just revoltingly, publicly happy. And that was easy. And I want to tell you two strategies, okay? Don't listen if you don't want to do it, okay? Because it's unbelievably easy. Okay. First strategy, we'll say poetically, I dove into the ocean of gratitude and never found the shore. So let's swim around in our gratitude. Yeah, bloob, 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 bloob. I know I'm thankful for at least 10 billion things. I'm ready to list them. Number one. No. The other strategy is one, and this is I really want you to listen, particularly if you're not exactly who you want to be. This is how to make yourself exactly who you want to be anytime you make that decision. And that is, one option for a human being is to decide who they're going to be, to live from intention. Now, it was very quick before I realized it wasn't just happy, really. It was happy, funny, loving, cooperative, creative, and thoughtful. That was going to be me in every moment. And so those would be my intentions. I will love life. I will be funny. I will be loving. I will be thoughtful. So having an intention, what's your job? Since you want to be it from the moment you wake up to the moment you go to bed, your job is to decide in this moment, given these circumstances, your life experience, your love of improvisation, what performance do I need to do to put my intention forward? How did I do? And then, of course, you're back to your intentions. So in that moment, you're choosing what performance to do. How did I do? Notice there's no time off. Wake up, intentions, go to bed, asleep. You're on. And it's a decision to be on. Anyone can do it. I apologize that that's true. Anyone can decide and just pay attention. In the same way, I'll raise my right hand, 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 I'll raise my right hand. Notice the 100%ness. I will love life, I will love life, I will love life, I will love life. You decide, it's just an option. But if you want to be the person you want to be, that's all you have to do. You decide and then become an architect of yourself, a composer, a designer, however you like to call it. I have done that uninterruptedly for 50 years. I haven't been sick. And it has given me everything in my life. What I want to do now is I want to show you some films. I want to show you films that you can actually see intention, performance, consequences in operation. The first one is to an individual. I love to clown in institutions. I've been in over 2,000 orphanages, over 2,000 nursing homes, many, many refugee camps, many wars. But I'd love to clown in public, down there, wherever there is. And so this scene comes from Arequipa, Peru. When I'm clowning in my character, I'm clowning, but I'm also looking for suffering. Suffering has faces. You can get really good at seeing a face of suffering. And when I do, I go to that. I want to. Remember the letter. I want to go there. And so I was looking around in this park, and I noticed this woman, young woman in a wheelchair with her face on her knees. Why, on a beautiful day in a Latin American park with lots of activity, does a person have a face on their knees? Could be sleeping it off. Unlikely. Could be orthopedically frozen in that position. If you've been in those kinds of institutions like I have, you can't believe the shape bodies can get in. But it's true, I'm sure, that it was the third reason. And here I usually give a little talk about my concern for the extremely narrow definition of beauty. Let's just say that the saddest stories I've ever heard a patient tell are the stories of the profoundly ugly. Their life is a hell that I haven't heard anyone else describe to that degree. It's permanent. It's everywhere where people have eyes. And so what I want you to do is to, if we can get those lights, ding, this is the necking portion of the presentation. Can we get these lights too so they can see the detail? Great. All right, roll them. I will give you some hints. La. Boop. Okay. Are we optimistic? Okay. Oh, wait. No, that's the third one. Okay. And go back to the first of that one for when we want it. The first one is the one in Peru, the woman in a wheelchair. Okay. It's all right. You know, have empathy for technology. I've not had a cell phone until a month ago, and I don't know my number. They stopped having pay phones and calling cards, and that's why I got a cell phone. You're calm, right? Good. Are we turning on these lights because we're thinking I'm going to talk a lot? Okay. Great, okay. Her name is Kathy. And I want you to notice, because anyone can do this. I never ask permission, and I want you to hear this. Clowning is a trick to get love close. As a clown, I can go up to 99.9% of the people and invade them this way. I am paying absolute attention. You'll notice I am touching her. Contact is so important. I always learn in the language of the country I am, friend, thank you, and I love you. So I am telling Kathy, te quiero. If we could lighten the picture up a bit, that would be great. So you can see the detail. Here I'm doing a clown neurological. Kathy has cerebral palsy, and one of those rare children with cerebral palsy that has no ability to speak. In total, it was a 45-minute interaction. I want you to know it never matters to me if they laugh or smile. What matters to me is engagement.
Yes, take it. Take it.
Another concern for a person who is different, in this case neurologically, often they do things that are inappropriate. Maybe we can turn the sound down a little bit. And you'll see in a moment Kathy drool, and very slow to respond. When you drool, there she's drooling. You see that she stops the fun, embarrassed. And even though I tell her it doesn't matter, she can drool on me, she pulls up her second hand. And here I'm saying drool on me because drooling is really good for cottons. Oh my gosh, it's the same shirt. I change it. You're always saying, I love you. You're caressing.
No, like this.
Hola, dígale. Hola. Onda. Muy bien.
And really what you see, instead of a woman that needs to hide her face from the rest of the people, is a beautiful young lady just wishing somebody would pay attention to her. Okay, let's try. Let me introduce the second one. The second one is a film made by an Italian director when we took clowns into the war in Afghanistan. It was not our first war. And we were there in March of '02, which was 6 months after the war had started. If you're wondering if it was dangerous, one of the producers died in a car bomb. We were there a month. We took 10 tons of aid the first trip, and we came to a pediatric hospital that you will see, and it had no food or medicine. So 5 weeks later, we took 30 tons of food and medicine to the hospital. And it'll be obvious to you from one of the scenes in here that there was no pain medicine in the hospital. Okay, lights. La. The Italian, this trip was all funded by the people of Rome who love me And so we were flown in by the Italian Air Force. We had people from all 6 continents on our team. This is my brother. In this hospital, we went in rooms where there were 3 starving children per bed, 8 beds to a room, in one panorama, room after room.
chop, 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 chop. Chop, chop. Oi, oi, oi. Oi, oi, oi. Oi, oi, oi. Bas, bas, bas. Bas, bas, bas. Bas, bas, bas. Oi, oi, oi. Oi, oi, oi. Bas, bas, bas. Oi. Finito, finito. Finito, finito, finito. Bas.
That's enough of that one. I want you to know we saw 50 things worse than you just saw every day. Within a very few days, 7 of the clowns left because they couldn't take the horror. I'd like to show you one more film. It's a lot more complicated clowning than you've seen so far. When I first started clowning in poor countries, and the first time I went in a hospital that had no pain medicine, I had no experience of that. No one denies pain medicine, even if the people can't afford it. And I remember my first experience was with about a 6 or 7-year-old boy who had bone metastases, which are called some of the worst pains a human can have. And the story was the mother sat by the bed for 5 months and had not heard her child not screaming in those 5 months. What happens is they scream and scream and scream until they're exhausted, fall asleep, and then they wake up when the exhaustion wears off screaming. And my respect for mother is that they sit right by the bed, not freaking out, but loving the child. And when I was outside the door wondering what the hell did I have to offer, I'm a clown, I went in and spent an hour with the mother and the child, and what sounded like and feels like a miracle, the child didn't scream once. And I don't know what I did. I don't know that I did something. Something happened. And I did appreciate the child not screaming, but looking at the face of the mother who, for the first time in 5 months, saw her child not screaming was really something. And so I got in the habit of, when I go to a hospital, to give me the worst. I tell the staff, please, whoever is suffering the most, please direct me to them. And I'd like to show you, it's a little bit longer than the ones you've seen, but it can give you some idea, and you won't see anything anyone couldn't do. There's actually no talent involved. But this one is in Guatemala, and it is a mother and her son. This son is in his 30s. And you'll see the obvious scar of his recent heart operation. And why they pointed them out as the most suffering in that moment in the hospital is that he's scheduled right away to go into another operation, and the mother and son are sure he will die. They're hinted that they will die. He is sure that he will die, and his mother is with her son thinking that he's going to die. It will not show in this film at all. And again, if you can pay attention, you'll see that I'm always trying to figure out what performance, where to go, because I was really liking where it went. Okay, let's see.
Buena suerte.
Oh, thank you.
Would you like me to write it down, or?
Oh, wait, this is not, I'm sorry. If I remember, what is it, 21 minutes, 43 seconds? Tick, 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 boom. Can we give a big hand to the technology? Without them, I am helpless. Oh, that's it. Can we back up just a little? Be fun to be there at the beginning. Okay, that's about, yeah. Okay, we can go.
And she likes people.
Oh, a little. Okay, this is it.
Oh, buenos días.
¿Tiene alguna complicación?
Buenos días. Buenos días. Oh, buenos días. ¿Cómo se llama? Alfredo. Alfredo and Alfredo's.
Alfredo de León.
This is Alfredo.
¿Usted es la mamá? Sí, la mamá.
No, I thought it was the sister.
Ah, pensó que era la hermana, dice. La hermana.
No, sister. Doctor. He's crazy. This is not the mother. He's hallucinating. What medications are you on?
Está diciendo que no. Es la hermana.
Okay. I will teach you good etiquette.
Le va a enseñar buena educación.
This is your sister.
Ella es su hermana.
Okay. You remember when you were children?
Yes, I do.
You were skipping along, holding her hand. Here,
Yes.
and skipping along.
Se recuerda cuando era niño, él era chiquito y entonces iba a
Yeah.
las manos ahí.
Looking at the birds.
Viendo los pájaros, los árboles.
And stayed out late and missed lunch.
Dice que por estar viendo se distraía y no llegaba a tiempo al almuerzo. No llegaba a almorzar.
And your mother was a little upset.
Estaba un poco molesta porque llegaba tarde, porque le estaba llamando para almorzar y no llegaba.
But your sister put in a good word to the mother.
Pero entonces la hermana le dijo una buena palabra a la mamá.
And she forgave you.
Y entonces la mamá lo perdonó.
So I think you should kiss your sister. She saved your life.
Debería darle un beso, dice, porque usted le salvó la vida, para que no regañara a la mamá. Porque él insiste en que usted es la hermana. Sí, porque está muy, se veía muy joven.
Yes.
Oh, that was nice.
¿Le gustó? Sí, sí, sí.
See, oh, then maybe the other one is lonely.
All right, okay.
Debería darle una otra vez.
Oh. So private. Okay, now kiss.
Para que nadie la mire, dice. Ahora sí se pueden besar. Me están tapando para que nadie los vea.
Oh, boy. Yes. I also had a good mother.
¿Sí le entiende?
Yes.
And you had a good mother.
Yes.
No longer
También tuvo
sister.
una buena mamá.
Okay, yes.
Sí, también tienes una buena mamá.
When a boy has a good mother, we turn out well.
Yes, that's
What did your mother give you?
life.
Life? Primero?
Good education.
Good education. About what? What was mother's important education? Different than the teacher.
Different, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so teachers give a good education to his mother at home. I receive a good education.
And your mother taught you to be a good man?
Yes, well,
A kind man. Not macho.
no.
Not macho man. No, boom, boom. No, loving man.
Loving.
Loving man. Loving man.
That's right. That's right.
I'm purring like a cat.
What's that? I'm sorry.
Purring like a cat.
Ah, que está ronroneando como un gato.
Oh, okay. Now, Mama, what did he give you?
¿Qué le dio él a usted? Ay, mucho amor. Mucho cariño. Love. Lots of love.
Oh, look how happy she is. You made this happiness. Look,
Yeah.
look.
Yes.
Look at that.
He's happy. Yeah, thanks.
Looking in her face, I remember how my mother looked at me.
Cuando mira ese rostro, recuerda cómo la mamá le lo
So, Mom is all of life.
And still, you are still the baby. Here, Mama, sit down on the...
Dice que se siente, porque le está diciendo, es que tú todavía eres un bebé, le dice.
Okay.
Dice que se siente. ¿Sientes acá?
Sit.
¿Sientes acá?
And you sit here,
Yes.
and can you put your head in her lap?
Okay.
Yeah.
You'll actually notice he's unable to put his head in his lap. He's getting ready to have heart surgery. He can't bend over. He's not medically able.
Okay, so you sit next to him. Next to him. Okay, sit. Sit. And rock. Rock like baby.
Ya, además se ve así como que fuera un bebé.
Rock-a-bye, baby in the treetop. The wind blows, the cradle will rock.
Cabeza de ayote, si usted no se duerme, se lo come el coyote.
This is the most beautiful moment I can remember. I have to sit here because she needs to be president.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Every country in the world needs mamas like this for president.
Yeah, thank you.
Y él dice que se debería ser presidente del país, porque todos los países del mundo necesitan tener madres cariñosas para ser presidente.
Because if every country had her for president, no one would be hungry.
Yes, that's right.
Y si todos los países tuvieran mujeres madres así como usted como para presidentes, nadie tendría hambre en el mundo.
Armies could build houses for poor people.
Y los ejércitos podrían construir las casas para la gente pobre.
And all the world will be in peace.
The whole world will be in peace. Let's hold hands.
Yes.
The world will be in peace. Oh.
You all can hold hands. The world will be in peace.
Okay, come here. If you're going to watch, come on. We are holding hands because with his mama as president, everywhere the world would be at peace. Okay, can you explain that to them?
Estamos tomando nuestras manos porque él dice que si las mamás fueran los presidentes de los países, todo el mundo viviría en paz. Los corazones amorosos que tienen las madres.
Yes.
Y por eso estamos celebrando.
We have a song in English that came from John Lennon.
What's that?
Tenemos una canción en inglés que la canta John Lennon
From the Beatles.
de los Beatles.
It's a very simple song. All we are saying is give peace a chance.
Todo lo que estamos diciendo es que nos den la oportunidad de vivir en paz.
So let's just rock and go. All we are saying is give peace a chance. All we are saying is give peace a chance. All we are saying is give peace a chance. Everybody, all we are saying is give peace a
Yes. And
What a dream.
in another song that says, "We are the world."
Yes, let's try that one.
Right.
We are the world. We are the children.
Gets really corny.
We are the ones who make a brighter day. So let's start giving. It's a choice we have to make for saving all our lives. It's to make a better day for you and me. We are the world. We are the world. We are the children. All of us beautiful children.
We
are the ones who make a brighter day. So let's start giving. It's the choice we have to make for saving our lives. And all of that because of a beautiful mother.
Todo eso por una bella mamá que nos ha inspirado.
I said it's all because of a beautiful mother.
What? What? Pleasures to the mom. Yes, I'm so glad you and your mother were here.
Yeah, thank you.
And you learned English in school.
Yeah, that's right.
Yes.
Yes.
And you're going to recover, yes?
Yeah, that's right.
Yes, absolutely. Because if you'd better, because mother will give you hell if you don't, okay? So you'd better obey your mother.
Yes, that's right.
Oh, we're going to get a picture?
Yes.
But she must stick out our tongue. Lingua.
Tiene que sacar la lengua. Eso, así.
Oh, that was so beautiful. I think I'm going to stay here the rest of the week.
Dice que cree que se va a quedar mejor aquí todo el resto de la semana.
Many years ago,
Yeah.
I lost my mother.
Right.
Well, I'm 64, and she was old and died. And so, when I meet a woman exactly like my mother, I take a little bit. So, Mama, fill up my hands with yourself.
Cuando él encuentra una mamá que se parece mucho a la de él lo que trata es de llenarse de todo lo lindo que tiene esa mamá. Entonces le está pidiendo que por favor lo llene a él de todas las cosas lindas que usted tiene.
Yes, and I will drink from the universal mother.
Tomar de todo, del agua universal.
Would you like some?
Yeah, that's right.
You like some, Mother? Anyone like a drink of the universal mother? If you had a good mother, would you like? If you like me, you like my mother. Yes. Okay. Yes, of course. The mother shower, if you want. This is just to celebrate mother. You want to celebrate mother? Yes. And notice it's still full. Still full because a mother is never empty. You can say, tell mother it's still full.
Dice que esto todavía está lleno, porque una mamá jamás se encuentra vacía, siempre está lleno.
A mother's love is never empty. Yeah, because I was well, Such a beautiful moment. Oh boy.
Fantastic moment. Thanks for this moment. Thanks. Since I'm glad.
One day we will be able to say the same thing about fathers.
Algún día vamos a poder decir lo mismo.
Thank you. Thank you.
And I want you, and I'd like you to keep the tape running, because I find out that they are strong Christians, and even though I never had God in my life, I've prayed with thousands of people. And I want you to see, you know, whether you believe or not, if you are seeing somebody hurting and they have a faith, pour it in them. And it's just going to go blank a while. I don't know what happened to the camera person. Okay.
Rooms on every floor, people are saying, "Hello, Jesus."
You'll notice I'm including the staff, whoever was in the room.
If you want to say it loud enough for the people who don't understand English, we're all here together. But in this moment,
Pero en este momento,
the prayers are in this room.
las oraciones se encuentran en esta habitación
For this wonderful pair of people.
para este maravilloso par de personas.
This afternoon,
Esta tarde,
another operation.
otra operación.
You made such a good heart, you want to come in again and rest in my heart.
Tú creaste un corazón tan bueno que quieres venir de nuevo y que ese corazón descanse.
I know it will come out wonderfully.
Yo sé que todo va a salir perfecto,
Because you are here.
porque tú estás aquí.
Thank you for the life you have given me.
Gracias por la vida que me has dado,
And for the life I have yet to live.
por la vida que todavía me queda por vivir.
I promise to work for you
Prometo que voy a trabajar para ti,
by loving all people.
amando a todas las personas.
Amen.
Amén.
Okay? A fart for good luck?
A fart for good
Fart
luck.
for good luck. Translate for mother also.
I want you to watch the mother fart on his son before surgery.
Pedo, clown love is pedo. Okay?
Pedo is fart in Spanish.
So I want you to all point your tongues to his heart. Okay?
Corazón, todos vamos a dirigir
And make pedo sound.
y vamos a hacer el sonido.
Mama, like this.
Corazón.
Did everyone do it?
¿Todos lo hicieron?
Let me see.
Okay, can we have the lights back on? I hope that wasn't too much, but sometimes I think people feel that a clown in a hospital might be a balloon or some bubbles. And the house lights, please, also, so I can see people. But I wanted you to see that, you know, nothing I did takes any skill. I just was reading that I could go to the next thing and the next thing. And I've never done that with any other person. Every person is different, and I've been at 10,000 deathbeds. You perform. If it has a good consequence, you can stay with it or go somewhere else. Now I want to say something about our hospital. I learned all this in our hospital. The point of our hospital when I started it in 1971 was to make a hospital that addressed every problem of the way health care was delivered. No other hospital in the world has done that. That I knew it had to be communal, and this is the health of community. I think the worst sociological move we did in history was the nuclear family. It's a failed institution. We are not nuclear families. We are tribal primates. If you know philosophical history, the idea of the I separate from the we is less than 200 years old. That I perceive we can only be a healthy I in a nest of a we. And that we have very few models of healthy partnerships, much less healthy communities. And so I knew that by people needing to come to a hospital, we could trick them. You understand, our hospital is a trick to get people into a university of human community. They need health care, ha ha. We give it away for free, so they're very vulnerable in their thanks. And they say, how can you do that? And we say, because we're together. And caring for each other, we can do this project. Our hospital has eliminated 90% of the cost of healthcare delivery by being in our design. Our design eliminates hierarchy. All over the world, healthcare is screaming out to diminish the power of physicians, the arrogance. And at our hospital, there are no bosses. Everyone makes the same salary, the cleaning person and the surgeon, $300 a month. We wanted the salary so low, it was unsettling. By living together as a communal eco-village. So you see, we trick people. They have to come to a hospital, and while they're there, they learn about communal eco-villages. They work in the gardens, permaculture, which we've been involved with for 20 years, etc. That we refuse insurance. We're the only hospital in the US not to carry malpractice insurance. We're the only hospital to integrate all the healing arts. Probably one of the most radical things we do, since the loudest complaint of medicine in the world is not enough time with patients or with staff or with families. You heard me say my initial interview with patients is 4 hours long. If you get any sense how intense I am, imagine how much I know about you at the end of 4 hours. I ask every question sensitive to life. If I see any squiggly lines, I ask question number 2. I insist that I visit your home. I invite myself to dinner. I open every drawer, go in every closet. I am Sherlock Holmes in your home. My ideal patient is somebody who wants a deep, intimate friendship with me for life. I know the power that has at a deathbed or intractable pain or chronic unsolved medical problems. When I started in 1971, I was sure we would be built by 1975 because no one else was doing it. It was a good idea, and we learned how to eliminate 90% of the cost. In the 41st year, I started building the first big building. We ran a pilot for 12 years and saw 15,000 people. Our last active year without any publicity, from 40 states and 18 countries. 3,000 had profound mental health histories, and we never disliked a patient enough to give them a psychiatric medication. We put our lives on the line. My closest friend in medical school was murdered by one of our patients. Everyone was welcome in our home. Our home was always full of neediness and loneliness and neediness and loneliness and fear, concern, and that's where we raised our families. That's where we courted each other. There was never any free time. There was never any privacy. And no one left the first 9 years. We all stayed together. We made no money. No one gave us any donations, so we worked outside jobs to pay to practice medicine. And we never had any privacy. And I say that without any sense of sacrifice. Never any sacrifice. I'm trying to say the unencumbered practice of care, what Mr. Pete was doing, is worth paying to do. I can't wait to do more. And back to the subject of wellness, none of my patients really wanted to be well. Cut the crap, doc, give me a pill. That was much more common refrain. You know, yes, I'm flossing. Diet, exercise. We tricked them. I'll give you an example of how we tricked them. How do you get people to do aerobics, okay? I'm 67, I can dance all night to fast rock and roll because I want to. It was the strongest motivating force in my life to do aerobic exercise. And how did we trick people? 3 nights a week, we had all-night rock and roll parties, and the ethic was dance as long as you can. We weren't doing aerobic exercise, you understand. We were partying. And so, if you'll stand up, I'm going to put on some fast rock and roll. And you can stand still if you want, or grab a partner. I found someone here who didn't know how to rock and roll, so I'm going to give a little lesson. And you can dance by yourself, but rock and roll is where you hold the hands of a partner and you do things. Okay, so let's have it at a good volume. This will be Bob Seger. Feel like a number. Thank you. Okay, sit down. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah. Rock and roll. I want to connect humor on the personal, family, community, and global level. Why do I look this way? Blue hair, I could even let it down. Normally I have a fork in my ear, but a young lady had a bit of an accident, so I gave her my fork. And often when I give one, somebody else gives me one of theirs, so I picked this out of my bag. This look has 3 public health gestures. Number 1, I'm trying to present myself in such a way that whoever is standing next to me can't resist to start a conversation. We're so alienated, we're so disconnected from people. I'm a large man. If I start the conversation, there might be some hesitancy. But if I look this way, all over the world, something makes them want to say something. You do it here many times. Another thing, we've lost a sense of the commons. Most people don't even know what that word means. Commons was neighborliness. It was a park in your neighborhood. It was the fact that when you walked down the street, you actually paid attention to who passed you. There was a feeling that this community was your community. What I notice, if I wear a gray suit, even put on a short hair wig, and walk down the street, I don't add anything to the public space. But I promise you, since I've only worn clown clothes for 30 years, that I know wherever I walk, smiles happen on faces. Whatever I'm doing. There's a much more personal reason, and that is I'm a fully nonviolent person. I would not defend my family. I will not hurt another human being. And I can't be passive around another person hurting a human being. I come from a violent nation. We celebrate violence. A husband throwing his wife against the car in the parking lot. Got some of that flag. Everybody walks by quiet. In the grocery store, you turn the corner, there's a parent and child fighting. You can see actual physical violence. In a bar, fights break out. So 30 years I wondered, what can I do? You know, you really shouldn't be fighting. That didn't work. I could have learned karate or something, but I will not hurt another person. I don't have that as an option for myself. So I thought, why don't I clown? And so, kind of like a weird superhero, if I'm in the grocery store and I turn the corner and I see the violence, I back up, and kind of like the old phone booth routine, I change from my normal conservative look by simply pulling up my pants. Something you do at least twice a day. Okay, now you don't know this, but I've got 30 toys in these two pockets. One of them is a clown nose. And for 26 years, I pull out the clown nose, put it on, and in 26 years, every fight stopped. I'm estimating 3,000 to 5,000. But yes, I went technology. Now, 4 years ago, I added the triple threat. Ooh. Triple means three. Notice the close proximity of the technology. One. Triple means three. Notice the convenience. Number two. Oh, so kissable. Number two. And number three. Snot. Now I am sure you understand that if I turn that corner in the grocery store, they're going to start fighting. And what did I have to do? Just humiliate myself. That's all. It was that easy. 100% of the time. I don't like violence. In Spanish, it's called nota. Snap. Okay. Some of you have heard me say that one initiative that's really important to us, no medical school in the world teaches compassion as an embedded course. More profound is that loving is the most important thing in life. And that's been true in over 30 million people that have been in my audiences in 70 countries. They all agree loving is the most important thing in life, and no school in the world teaches 1 hour in 13 years of the most important thing in life. So we are trying in any country or school or city that would let us to help initiate the teaching of love as an intelligence, K through 12, 1 hour a day, 5 days a week for 13 years. We have no idea what kind of children we would produce. After 9/11 happened in the United States, that morning I was in British Columbia getting ready to take a flight to my next job, and of course flights were stopped in North America for a week. And as a political person, I knew my country was really excited about going to war because it's just about the best business going. And they were so happy to have people to kill. And you could just see it on TV. So many times that morning I called up CNN and said, look, this is Patch Adams, a famous guy. Do you mind if I go on the air about some love strategies that we could do? And every time I asked, I don't give up lightly, so I called many times. And every time they said no one would be interested. Of course, I reminded them that I was interested, so they have to say almost no one would be interested. But language isn't their strong suit. But I thought, what did I know about the world? Does the world act with love strategies? And clearly they do not. There are individuals with strategies for loving. There's never been a love epic in history. And so that's when I started a workshop, a 4.5-hour workshop called What is Your Love Strategy? Where I do an hour and 45 minutes of exercises and then give an argument for being active in being loving, strategies for loving. And earlier this week with the other presenters, they had fun doing some of the exercises, so I thought I'd do a couple of them for you. The first exercise, actually I think of as the hardest, but it sounds simple. So if you would, normally I have you lay on the floor, but we won't try that. But if you'll just shut your eyes for a moment. Shut your eyes. Get rid of all your doo-doo. Go to your happy place. Yeah, go to the place of yum-yum. No worries. And the exercise is to think about your individual, personal love for every human being. I don't want like a broad swath of people. I want you actually, like a slideshow, throw up someone from Mongolia next to a business person on Wall Street, next to someone working high in the Andes, in a refugee camp, in a yoga class. Like a slideshow, get an image of a single individual, notice your yummy love for them, and go on to the next. Great. Normally these exercises are a lot longer than we will do them. This is more of a teaser. Okay, the next exercise is going to, and this may take just a little while, but do it as quickly as you can, and if somehow you can't find someone of this type, just join two that are. But stand up and try to pair off with somebody you don't know. As quickly and as randomly as you can. Just really quickly, and if you can't find somebody, raise your hand. Quickly. Actually, I'm going to... And if you don't want to do that, that's cool too, but just quickly find somebody you don't know. Okay, I'm going to assume that most of you have somebody, so if you wish you had somebody and can't find it, just join two other people somewhere. Okay, this is a hugging exercise. But wait just a moment. I know you know all about hugging, but I'm going to give my own little class. We're talking about really long hugs. Whole body hugs. And there are two parts of that exercise, and that's where you're thinking about everything that you're giving, your whole body. and everything you're receiving, and you do it simultaneously. You actually are long enough in the hug to check it out. That you are even asking yourself, am I receiving? Am I giving? And don't stop until I say stop. Ready, begin. And be quiet. Shh, 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 shh. Prevent your mind from wandering. Never lose sight that you are fully receiving and fully giving of yourself to this person. You want to get to a place where you can't believe how good it feels. That'll work. Maybe a little bit more. Normally they're twice this long. But I'd like you to have another short one, so as quickly as you can, find somebody else. Totally random. This is not a dating service. Just quickly choose another person. And if you want, you can slip right into the hug. Be quiet. And remember, go back to the original experiment you were doing. Am I fully giving? Am I fully receiving? Damn, this is nice. Very nice. Okay, we'll do the next exercise. Pair off with somebody you don't know. Just very quickly, please.
Next exercise.
Yeah. No, actually, I have to direct it. Okay, quickly find a new partner. Quickly, quickly. This one actually can only be done in twos. Okay, it really can only be done in twos. I'm sorry. I mean, you can try to pretend it can be done in threes, but you'll notice it can't be. Okay, decide who will go first. Well, if you like mystery, you'll say, I'll go first. If you're frightened, you'll go, why don't I go second? Okay, why don't you come up here and I'll demonstrate with you. Okay, the person who goes second doesn't say anything. They say by receiving, by being fully open and delighted to receiving what is happening. And it's really important to maintain 100% eye contact. And the person that goes first takes the person's head in their hands like this. Shh. Focus. You take the person's head in your hands. You look them in the eye. And you repeat over and over and over, changing your tone, your timbre, and always focusing on your sincerity. The absolute clarity that you're speaking the truth. Repeating that beautiful phrase, I love you. Now watch me and see what we're talking about. I love you. 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 You get the idea? Okay, and you do it until I say stop. And if you're receiving, you take every one. Okay? Ready? And don't stop until I go switch. And if you have an uneven height, you might try to equalize it out by sitting on the floor or kneeling in this case, because you don't want any strain. You want fully focused, ready, begin. Absolute eye contact. The search for sincerity. The explosive receptivity. Okay, switch. Switch and begin. I'll get it in a moment. I'm almost done. Wonderful. If we could just have a seat for 1 second, we're almost done. Thank you. There are 2 other exercises. I'm sorry we don't have time. Okay. I have a sweet little closing ceremony before we finish and get in a big circle. Okay, focus up. You know, humor has an ability to make things happen that you cannot happen another way. I had a real great moment for me. You saw me use the snot. Not everybody lets me put my snot in them. This week, Judy, the nun, my sweet sister, wow, it was one of the sweetest connections for me this week was this liberation theologist, this woman who actually is a Christian. A nun let me put my snot in her nose. And without me initiating it, she said, "I am Booger Nun." And were she here, because I always have extra, I was going to have a formal presentation of her snot, because she knew there would be times when snot would be the thing called for a nun. So I will have to mail it to her. Well, who would have thought, my dear brother Bharat, really just before this presentation, we were in the green room, and he asked for a photo. I said, why don't we moon? Ladies and gentlemen, if we may we see the first slide? Can we have the lights? I think it'd be nice if the lights were low. It's just a personal opinion. I'm not sure the people that know Bharat thought he might do that. It certainly seemed in the green room that it was somewhat of an earthquake. And so, if we can have the lights up again, there's one thing. Is Uncle Bob here? Is he gone? I know my dear grandmother. Here is my hope. You, and if there is another elder, or since I'm 67, I'll be the pretend elder. I thought last night after Boogers for Nuns that undies on my elders would be a holy moment for me. So if somebody grandmother can wheel you up here, can we have the chant, "Elders in my undies"? Elders in my undies. 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 Now, I want you to know before I put these on, in front of the media, I had the President of Costa Rica in my undies, the Vice President of Ecuador, the Mayor of La Paz, and many more. And so, Grandmother, you can stay in the chair or get up. Let's put on the ceremonial robe. This is a clown's idea of a holy moment, Grandmother. And I promise you, I never would have been able to get my real grandmothers in my underpants. So, I love you. I particularly love you in my underwear. Life does not get better than this. It gets different, but never better. And, you know, it's a kind of a little message from humor. You know, it can heal. It can heal a bad relationship. It can heal your relationship to yourself. It can unite, as we are now united in the underpants. And I'll tell you something else, and this is a little hint. If you think you're not funny, or that it's a serious time in your life, and you go, yeah, Patch is funny, I'm not funny, I've got a simple little prescription for you. Get a pair of tighty-whities. That would be the white, smaller men's version of these underpants. And wear it on your head for 1 month. Wherever you go, whatever you're doing, and when someone asks why, just say, for therapeutic purposes. Strictly for therapy. Why else would anyone wear underwear on their head? And so, Grandmother, I hope someone will email me a picture of us in my underpants. And I've had 18 Cuban children at one time in my underwear. Get your pair and start capturing other people. I love you.
I love you.
And let's slip these up and over. By the way, these are clean. And now I think what we would like to do is to get in another circle like yesterday. I want to thank you all, thank Bharat, the UPLIFT people, for having me here and allowing me to be dangerous. Thank you very much. Thank you, revolution. Please love the word revolution. Thank you.
Please, let us all form a big circle like yesterday, but please do not circle around the sound so that we are all in eye contact as much as possible. While we are circling, I'd like to remind everyone of tomorrow's 6 a.m. gathering for the sunrise with the grandmothers and elders and the Arakwal elders on main beach of Byron Bay, receiving the new day. We have an incredible music program coming after this. After dinner time, we will have Miten and Premal and Kirtana. Exquisite music is coming for the evening program. And while everybody is finding their place, just want to give thanks to this incredible gathering, the UPLIFT team, and for each and every one of us who are agreeing to be in this field of really infinite possibilities that we have when we come together.
Wow, Patch, you're amazing. We love you. You're the best.
Thank my mom.
All right. Thank you, Patch's mom. Thank you, all grandmas. Thank you, Grandma Aggie. I love you. I wanted to also mention that there's a beautiful doorway outside, and it's the gateway to your own awakening. And it's not that the doorway has some magic crystals in it or something. It's just a representation that was an idea that was created by Dudley Leggett. And that when we, to make that intention and we make that decision, like Patch was talking about, to live our truth, to walk our talk, the grandmas were talking about, to be the best that we can be, to be an awakened, alive, loving human being, then we take that step through the doorway as our recognition to ourself that we made that step. It's welcome to everyone. It's outside that doorway by the food court, just to the side of the food court. You want to say something? This is Dudley right here. And he said, and everyone's invited to decorate it, bring flowers to it, bring whatever you like to it, make it beautiful, love it, caress it, enjoy it, make it sacred.
It's an eagle feather, it's a spike.
So we wanted to all gather ourselves together in this beautiful circle, gather all our energy together, all our love, all our intention and open-hearted desire for peace on earth. We saw those very moving movies from Patch. And there's this beautiful world, and we have so much love here. And together we create, like the spirals we saw together in Bruce's presentation this morning. We'll do 3 ohms together, and then we'll do an ohm wave. I'll direct that for us all, that we can just send this love, fill our hearts, and be the one. We are the one. We are the one of all, of the whole planet, to the whole ecosystem, and to all the universes. We can just amplify this beautiful space that we're in. So let us all take a deep breath together. First of all, just inhale through the nose and let go. Again, breathing in together. Once more, breathing in together. Big breath in, hold it in. Fill in a little more, feel the heart open, feel it get really big and warm, full of light. This time don't breathe out through the mouth, breathe out through the nose and let the light permeate your entire being. Beautiful. And let us inhale together for Om, together, breathing in. Breathe in a little more. Again, breathing in. And one more time together, a nice big, big breath. And now we'll make an Om wave together. So we'll start over here. We'll just start Oming over here and then just keep going a little bit delayed on and on and on, around and around. And just keep, when you finish your Om, start another one. Just keep going and going. Just Oming and Oming. And don't forget at the end when you do the part to really let that resonate in your head. So we start by breathing in, opening the heart, moving up through the throat chakra and into the head and up into the crown chakra, into all the dimensions and realms and frequencies, inviting in all the angels and light workers and ascended masters, the Divine Mother, the Divine Father, all of our team of angels, all here together with us, blessing us as we join in with the divine resonance of being for this transformation into the next era of a loving humanity on a loving planet. All right, we'll start over here and just join in whenever you feel like it and just keep going. Did we finish? Let's just say that. Let there be peace and love and joy among all beings of the universes. Let there be peace. Let there be peace. Let there be peace. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Bless you all, divine beings. Bless you all. We'll see you later for Deva and Miten at 8 o'clock and a great evening of music. Bless you. Love you. Om Shanti.